So since yesterday I talked more about key control and stuff of that nature, I thought today I talk more about emotion control and things of that nature because the two of them really go hand in hand, but you really have to be in tune with your sense of feeling in order to get this whole key control thing. So I guess I'll just start with the basics. For key control, for emotion control, it's a little bit different than with key control. Not so much so, because both of them are still just feelings you get, but emotion control is a little more important to the whole how it all works. Um, Emotion control is like this. Imagine within yourself you're an entire chemical factory. You have all of these emotions within you that you can bring out at any minute, any time. And for a lot of people, they're going to feel like these emotions are distant and just something foreign to them, but they're actually like a spectrum from what I've studied. Emotions are like a spectrum. They're like a circle or like a clock or like a watch or something of that nature, you know? You have all these different emotions. Like you have love, you have happiness, you have anger, you have fear, you have sadness, and something I like to call Zen within you. And between these emotions are all the other emotions, just different colors of the spectrum, I guess you would say. So, for example, like happiness kind of feels a little bit like love, but love feels like a different shade of color than happiness. And the way I've mapped this out is it's like a circle. If you can imagine a clock or like a colored in circle with all the different colors around it, it's a little bit like that in terms of you feel different things at different times and they all kind of blend into one another in a way that people haven't recognized up until now. It's like a color wheel. That's the best way to explain it. It's like a color wheel, and you go from these different extreme emotions to different extreme emotions, right? And understanding this is so important in emotion control because once you understand how you're feeling, you can change your feeling to be something else, right? So if you understand what love is, you can change how you feel to feel happy, right? And I know that's an abstract concept. Not everybody's going to get that. Not everybody's going to get the fact that you can change your emotions from feeling one way to another. The best way I can describe it, the best way I can describe changing your emotions. Well, my first example of this would be to force yourself to smile. Force yourself to smile and feel how it feels to force yourself to smile, because when you smile, you automatically make yourself happy. That's just how it works. And if you're having trouble changing your emotions, what I would suggest to you is to change your thought patterns. Right? So what do I mean by this? So imagine you're trying to write a horror novel, right? Imagine you're trying to write a horror novel. You're going to think of all these ungodly fearful thoughts to get people's hearts racing, right? You want to think fearful thoughts. That's the basis of it. If you're having trouble manually changing your emotions from one emotion to another, then you want to change your thought patterns. And what exactly do I mean by that? Changing your thought patterns. It's like what they teach you when you read books on manifestation, right? They tell you to think positive. They tell you to think positive. They tell you to think all these good thoughts about life and how life works, right? That's what they teach you about when they're teaching you about positivity and the power of positive thinking. It's very similar to that, except you're being more nuanced with it. Like, you can differentiate between fear and sadness, or happiness or love, right? It's positive and negative thinking is just a state of mind, but it's about the emotions you draw upon from within yourself to create these things. And once you have this down, you can accomplish a lot more than you would be able to otherwise in key control. Because key control is all about feeling. It's all about feeling. It's all about how you feel at a certain time. And like feeling more powerful, or feeling stronger, or feeling faster, or feeling better. Better, faster, stronger. It all correlates with this ability to change how you feel. Right? So I didn't want to dwell too much on this. I think that this is enough for now. I've basically explained everything I can about it. All I'll say is this: if you're really good at manipulating your emotions, it's not just about thought. Okay? If you get really, really deep down inside yourself and you think about how you feel, you'll find you have the innate ability to change how you feel. Just by, like my thought experiment says, just try forcing a smile on yourself and see how you feel compared to how you feel when you don't force a smile on yourself. And then just remember that feeling and change it without smiling. That would be how I would describe how to fully master your emotions if you're a first-time beginner in this sort of thing. What else do I want to say about it? So I talked a little bit last time about better, harder, faster, stronger. About how you want to make yourself better, you want to make yourself harder, you want to make yourself faster, you want to make yourself stronger when you're absorbing this key into yourself. And that goes in with the emotion control. You want to be able to feel inside your muscles, or whatever you're feeling, or the pink energy, I guess. You want to be able to feel yourself becoming stronger as you absorb these things, as you multiply the feeling. That, in essence, is the key to becoming better. But really, it's like you won't really understand this key stuff. You won't really become your fullest version of yourself until there's a need for it. What do I mean by that? I mean, when I was first learning about this, they basically had to throw me off the side of a building so that I could attain my ultimate form of power. I'm not saying to throw yourself off a building. Like, don't do that, because there's a very low chance of survival. But if you're looking to take your key to the next level, what I would recommend is waiting until there's a situation where you need to use it, like some kind of emergency situation where you're forced to use it. And then you'll evolve your ability to become harder, better, faster, stronger. Don't throw yourself off a building. That never really happened to me. I was basically in a simulation where there were no consequences for what was happening to me. But that's how I was taught things. I was thrown into a simulation where I was forced to go through certain things. And when they wanted to teach me how to reach my peak, what they did was threw me off a building. But there were no consequences for that. I was in a world where there were no consequences. So I don't recommend that for you. I don't want you throwing yourself off a building just because I say you'll get stronger that way. No. Don't force yourself into any situations where becoming better or stronger or whatever is your main priority. Just don't do that. No. I'm just saying that it's almost like when you have a really good adrenaline rush, right? Where people have said that they can lift 20 times what they thought they were possible lifting just because they were in an emergency situation. If you know how to use your ki the right way, that's kind of like how it is. In an emergency situation, you're going to thrive, and you're going to feel a certain feeling, and it's going to bring out the best of what you have inside of you. But do not go throwing yourself off buildings. I do not condone that. I'm just saying that as an example. Okay? Peace.